Picture this. You just got promoted. Your boss called you into their office and said, "Congratulations, you earned it." Your colleagues are shaking your hand. Your family is proud. But inside, you're terrified because you think you're a fraud. You're convinced that any day now, someone's going to walk in, point at you, and say, "Wait a minute, you don't belong here. You fooled us all." If this sounds familiar, you're not alone. In fact, 70% of people will experience this feeling at some point in their lives. It's called imposter syndrome, and here's the twisted part. The more successful you become, the worse it gets. Today, we're diving deep into why your brain convinces you that you're a fake, why successful people suffer from this the most, and most importantly, how to break free from it. Before we go any further, let me tell you about Michelle Obama. Yes, that Michelle Obama. Former First Lady, Princeton and Harvard law graduate, best-selling author, by every definition, an incredibly accomplished woman. And you know what she said in an interview? Quote, "I still have a little imposter syndrome. It doesn't go away, that feeling that you shouldn't take me that seriously. What do I know?" If Michelle Obama feels like an imposter, what chance do the rest of us have, right? But here's what's fascinating. Tom Hanks, the most beloved actor in Hollywood, has said he feels like people will find out he's faked his way through his entire career. Sheryl Sandberg, the COO of Facebook, Meta, has talked about waking up feeling like a fraud. Even Albert Einstein, before he died, confessed that he felt like his work was overrated. So what's going on here? Why do the people who should feel the most confident feel like they're about to be exposed? All right, let's get into what imposter syndrome actually is. The term was coined back in 1978 by two psychologists, Pauline Clance and Suzanne Imes. They were studying high-achieving women who, despite their impressive accomplishments, couldn't internalize their success. These women would win awards and think they made a mistake. They'd ace an exam and think, "I just got lucky." They'd get promoted and think, "They're going to realize I don't deserve this." Imposter syndrome is this persistent belief that you're not as competent as others think you are, that you've somehow fooled everyone around you, and that it's only a matter of time before you're found out. But here's the kicker. It's not based on reality. It's a distortion. Your brain is lying to you. Now, there are actually 5 types of imposter syndrome. Let me walk you through them, and I want you to see which one resonates with you. Type 1. The perfectionist. This is someone who sets impossibly high standards for themselves. If they get a 95% on something, they focus on the 5% they missed. Nothing is ever good enough. Sound familiar? Type 2. The superhuman. These people feel like they need to be the hardest working person in the room. If they're not working 80-hour weeks, they feel like a fraud. Rest feels like weakness. Type 3. The natural genius. These folks believe that if they have to work hard at something, it means they're not truly talented. They think, "If I was really smart, this would be easy." Type 4. The soloist. They feel like asking for help is admitting they're incompetent. They think, "If I can't do this alone, I'm a failure." And type 5. The expert. They think they need to know everything before they start. They take course after course, read book after book, but never feel ready enough to actually take action. Now, you might see yourself in one or more of these, and that's totally normal. But here's the question. Why does this happen? What's going on in your brain? Let's talk about your brain for a second, because your brain is not trying to hurt you. It's actually trying to protect you. See, there's this thing called the spotlight effect. It's a cognitive bias where we think people are paying way more attention to us than they actually are. We think everyone's watching our every move, waiting for us to mess up. But here's the truth. Most people are too busy worrying about themselves to judge you. Then there's something called attribution error. When you succeed, you think it's because of luck, timing, or other people helping you. But when OTHers succeed, you think it's because they're talented and capable. You're literally using 2 different measuring sticks, one for yourself and one for everyone else. And finally, there's the Dunning-Kruger effect. It's this weird paradox where incompetent people overestimate their abilities, while highly competent people underestimate theirs. In other words, the dumb people think they're smart, and the smart people think they're dumb. It's backwards. So if you feel like an imposter, it might actually be a sign that you're more competent, not less. Your self-awareness is working. The problem is, it's working too well. Okay, so here's the part that really messes with people. Why do successful people feel like imposters more than unsuccessful people? You'd think it would be the opposite, right? Like, the more you achieve, the more confident you'd feel. But nope, it gets worse. Here's why. Number one, the stakes get higher. When you're starting out, nobody expects much from you. But when you're successful, everyone's watching. Every mistake feels magnified. The pressure builds. Number two, you start comparing yourself to other successful people. When you're at the bottom, you're just trying to get ahead. But when you reach the top, you're suddenly surrounded by other high achievers. And you start thinking, everyone here is so talented, I don't belong. It's like making the NBA and then realizing you're on a team with LeBron James. Suddenly, you feel average. And number three, success often comes with visibility. More people know your name. More people have opinions about you. And that makes you feel exposed. Like everyone's just waiting for you to slip up. So the cruel irony is this. The more you achieve, the more your brain tries to convince you that you don't deserve it. Now, you might be thinking, okay, so I feel like a fraud sometimes. What's the big deal? Well, here's the big deal. Imposter syndrome doesn't just make you feel bad, it holds you back. People with imposter syndrome are less likely to ask for raises. They're less likely to apply for promotions. They turn down opportunities because they think, I'm not ready yet, or someone else deserves this more than me. They overwork themselves to the point of burnout, trying to prove they belong. They procrastinate on big projects because they're terrified of failing. And they avoid taking risks because the fear of being found out is too strong. In other words, imposter syndrome doesn't just affect your feelings. It affects your career, your income, your health, and your happiness. So yeah, it's kind of a big deal. All right, so how do we fix this? How do we stop feeling like frauds? Here's the truth. You're never going to completely eliminate imposter syndrome. Even Michelle Obama still feels it, remember? But you can manage it. Strategy number one, name it. Just recognizing when imposter syndrome is talking helps. When that voice says, you're not good enough, you can say, oh, that's just imposter syndrome. It's not real. Strategy number two, collect evidence. Start keeping a wins folder. Every time someone praises your work, save the email. Every time you accomplish something, write it down. When imposter syndrome strikes, go read your wins. Let the facts fight back. Strategy 3. Talk about it. Seriously. Tell someone you trust that you're feeling like a fraud. You'll be shocked how many people say, oh my God, me too. It's incredibly common, but we all suffer in silence. Strategy 4. Reframe failure. Instead of thinking, I failed because I'm not good enough, think, I failed because I tried something difficult. Failure isn't proof that you're a fraud. It's proof that you're growing. And finally, strategy 5. Stop comparing your behind the scenes to everyone else's highlight reel. You see their finished product. They see your finished product. Nobody sees the struggle, the doubt, the messy middle. Everyone's faking it to some degree. The difference is, they're not letting it stop them. Look, here's the bottom line. Feeling like an imposter doesn't mean you are one. It means you're human. It means you care about doing good work. And it means you're probably more capable than you give yourself credit for. The goal isn't to feel confident all the time. The goal is to keep moving forward. Because here's what I know for sure. The people who change the world aren't the ones who never feel like imposters. They're the ones who feel like imposters and do it anyway. So the next time that voice in your head says, you don't belong here, I want you to smile and say, watch me. If this video helped you, hit that like button. Subscribe if you want more psychology content like this. And drop a comment telling me, have you ever felt like an imposter? I read every single one. Thanks for watching. Now go out there and prove your imposter syndrome wrong.